watch.
Hey, Zed Heads Wonder Podcast. I'm Jason.
And I'm Karen.
This is the Walking Dead cast, episode 74. And I want to welcome all the new people and all the people who only like us enough to listen when the show's on the air. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Season 3.
Yay. So, what did you think of that episode?
I loved it. Loved it. Yeah.
Cool. I'm not going to tell you what I thought yet, but I thought it was awesome.
No, don't tell me that. Okay. I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Okay, before we get started, I imagine that we have at least 1 or 2 new listeners, so I thought it'd be good to kind of refresh people on what we're like and stuff like that.
Yes.
What are we like?
We're kind of just two kind of nerdy zombie-loving people over here in San Francisco area. Right?
That's what we are. And we have the number one Walking Dead podcast.
Woo.
Yay.
All
Thanks right now. And one way we're different than the other Walking Dead podcasts, as far as I can tell, is most of them and other podcasts or other TV shows, when they get to talking about the episode, they go through scene by scene and talk about every scene. We might end up talking about every scene, but we don't talk about any scene unless we have something to say about it. We don't think that you guys are all fans of the show, so you don't want someone to tell you what you just ended up watching. Yeah, I think of it more like we're all just kind of having a conversation about this awesome show that we love.
Exactly.
So what we do instead is we do our top 5 highlights. So it's just things that we want to talk about the show in particular. And then I usually have a bunch of notes that I go over after that. Also, we try real hard not to give spoilers, and sometimes we'll talk about the news that's coming up and let you know that there's like spoilers. So if you hate spoilers, I'll try to warn you. The podcast is done in a special format so that you can skip to the next chapter. So sometimes we'll try to keep spoiler stuff at the end of the chapter and let you know you can skip to the next one if you like it. On today's show, we'll have to cast our top 5 highlights of Walking Dead season 3 episode 1 Seeds. We'll have a little bit of news about Walking Dead. We'll have your listener notes. We'll have a new section comic talk with Jane Walker, and then we'll do a little next week on Walking Dead and we'll wrap it up. Okay, so let's get started.
Attention shoppers, Vidcast top 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, in general, I thought there's still not enough zombies.
You just wanted more zombies. Wow, I don't have to cram more zombies in that show.
No, I thought it was.
So out of 5 brains, how many did you give?
I don't do brains, but I gave it 4.9. Yeah, 4.9 gaps.
And I gave it 4.5 brains.
I would have given it 5. I had one complaint, which I'll tell you about later. But this is my favorite episode so far. I thought it was freaking amazing.
Me too. I was going to say that.
Oh, I just thought this is what a zombie show should be.
Yep, they had it all together. And to me, this felt very close to in the best sense.
Why do you say that?
It was very fast and zingy, and there wasn't a lot of dialogue to weigh it down. And I'm not criticizing the writing. In fact, I love the writing. I thought the writing was really spare and on point and perfect. I love the writing in this
I mean, to tell you the truth, one of my complaints with Kirkman's comic is it's actually way too much dialogue. So
there wasn't that much in this one.
Yeah, and it was great. And let's just get into top 5. Why don't you go first?
Okay, my number 5 is the introduction. Like I said many times on this podcast, I'm a sucker for a good introduction. And this introduction segment, that's the segment leading up to
Cold Open.
Cold Open. It was one of the best ones. And for so many reasons, I loved the close up on the zombie eyeball pulling out slowly. Kind of reminded me of Lost.
Yeah, I think that was maybe deliberate, sort of not the last.
Hey, and my last is okay.
Yeah, very cool.
And then they go through the house, and there's no dialogue, and they are a coordinated effort, and they're working together as a team. And you kind of don't get. I mean, at first Carl, and like, oh, his hair kind of grew between last season and this, and not because when you finally get the reveal of Lori, she's bursting with baby. Yeah, exactly. So they fast forwarded 7 months or so, and it's great. I loved it, and I love there was no dialogue.
I really saw this scene as kind of a response to all the fan complaints, that they're too talky and there's not enough zombies, and they're like, oh yeah, and yeah, I think it just showed that you can have a really scene that conveys a lot without having to spell it out the passage of time, like you said.
Yep, right
I mean, it was just an awesome action. Just the fact that they're much better working together now, and so they have a shit together. They're efficient, they're quiet too. I mean, I think that's part of the silence on the guns, and they're trying to point to them not talking because they don't want to attract any more attention than they need to.
It all made sense. It was beautiful writing. Yeah.
Rick almost killed Daryl. That was the which would have been interesting. He like accidentally kills him. Oh,
sorry.
Anticlimactic. And also, the quietness is about them being desperate, which you see when they're all excited about. I mean, when Daryl's excited about the owl, that was like a step up, because he's usually got some farm or something.
Yeah.
But then the dog food, they're like, oh yeah, some dog, we're happy. That's okay, good, fine, fine. And that immediately just signified to me, okay, the tone's gonna be a little different. Suddenly, those farm fresh eggs look pretty good.
Right,
all that spaciousness and safety. I mean, it was boring, but I felt for them. I felt like if I was there, I wish I was back on that farm.
Freshman next to you, and we criticized Lori about it, but I'm like, those are good times for them. Creepier introduction, by the way. New intro.
Awesome. I mean, the old intro was so kind of flat and boring that I barely even noticed. It was showing streets and buildings and stuff. This one had some creepy crawly insects and zombie eyes, all kinds of cool stuff. It looked like something out of a twisted horror movie.
Yes. So right there, completely stepped up the thrilling, creepier part of the show. I love it.
But kept the same music, which nobody's had any complaints with. I mean, like Vampires stuff.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about that scene because it's one of my number 2. But I think my favorite thing about it is when they're on the house getting the food and stuff, and then she looked out the window and saw the Zeds ambling up.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is straight out of Romero, and it's the exact kind of scene that makes me love zombie movies. Like, oh crap, here they come, mindless shambling corpses. Better get out of here.
Yeah, he makes that kind of sound too. Yeah, exactly.
Which I thought that pushed a little, like, okay, they really want to do this dialogue, otherwise he would be like, oh yo, over there. But it was great, and then they take off out there.
Back in the day, everybody back in the day.
Okay, my number 5. This is the only thing that is sort of took me out of the episode a little bit. The passage of time, they skipped the winter, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna read a little bit from an article on internet with about this. Why did you decide to jump ahead time-wise? Well, part of that was the realities of filming in Georgia instead of we film on, which is something we might speculate about. There's a lot of discussions about doing splinter units and shooting different episodes in January so that we can do change in seasons. But from a story point of view, I always think it's kind of cool to have gaps. I think once you see how awesome Carl is this season and how he's grown over winter, and then we're able to do different things with that character that we weren't able to do before, that really justifies that time jump, which is cool. I like that. They say Carl also seems to be 2 feet taller, which I guess might have been a continuity problem since we had started in the season 2. He says, I don't think it was quite 2 feet, you jerk. But the actor Chandler Riggs grew a natural amount of inches in the time between seasons, and we're definitely playing that show. So I think that decision on the surface sounds like a good one. But what kind of bothered me about it is it feels like they haven't really progressed all that much with their relationships or their situation since last season. Some things have, but at the very end of last season, we panned up and saw a few hundred yards away from the prison.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm pretty sure when Rick finds it, when something was the first time he's seen it, they haven't been passing by going, should we, I mean, because they're like, this is perfect, like as if they just discovered it, right?
Well, explains it. They go in circles.
Yeah, they go in circles, which I think it's a little iffy, especially if in winter, when the zombies all slow down like they thought. I don't know, you think they go somewhere else or find shelter.
I completely agree.
It's a little sketchy. Also, Rick and Lori, I mean, my take on their relationship in this episode is Lori finally realized that she had kind of messed with Rick by pitting him and Shane against each other and giving him the idea to kill. And Rick finally got fed up with that. But they haven't talked about it for months. And she says now that she's about to give birth that they should talk about it. But it's sort of a little stretch that they would still be in that space to me. I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, just circling around the prison was weird. And also that they all the same people hanging out. No one's dead. I mean, basically the main differences are their hair's longer and hungrier.
And their friends here. And Herschel's second.
Yeah. And also I like all the winter stuff in the comics. I love that we were not getting to. But I'm based on how freaking awesome the rest of the episode was. I'm totally down with just letting this go. I just hope that stuff like this doesn't keep coming over the season.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm 4.9. That's pretty.
Yeah, it is really good. That was your number 5. Okay, so I'm the one since we're talking about it. I'm moving to my number 4 position, and that is I kind of have a different take on Lori's self-awareness than you did. So I think she finally gets that she really treated probably Rick and Shane pretty badly, and I think the writers handled it well. That now she's sort of figuring it out, and maybe she's at a panic point where she's about to give birth. She might die in childbirth, and she says as much. She's worried, and it's an important transition for her for giving birth. It's really dangerous. So she tries to talk to Rick, and Rick really wants no part of it. In fact, he says, "I'm doing stuff, Lori. Things."
Yeah, talk to Herschel.
And Herschel.
He also says, "I'm still here." So it's like a rumor of maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think they're setting themselves up so that Rick and Lori can slowly come together over the season.
I hope so.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that by the end of the season they'll be back in love right before Lori's baby eats its way out of her.
I'm so glad that she brought that up.
I know. Who wouldn't think that?
I didn't actually occur to me until one of our listeners wrote into us about this, about the baby, like, hey, it was dead, biting way out of her, and I was horrified, but I was also horrified myself for not thinking that. So I love that they acknowledge that, and I love her talking to Herschel and saying, Carl and Rick are mad. What did Carl matter?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, she said my son and my husband are.
I mean, well, she said when she was talking to Herschel that something about he hates me. I pitted him and Shane against each other and gave him the knife. So I mean, I think it's just I don't know, but that she really did sort of egg them on.
Yeah, she absolutely. And I wonder if it's real now that we exactly know how pregnant she is. Maybe now it's really clear that things are fixed. I don't know. Maybe that's part of his anger. Is that he's now maybe others want to
I mean,
get
Daryl, did you catch Daryl said, Daryl's like, you better eat this because I know you're not eating unless I give it to you. And then he's like, yeah, little Shane over there's really hungry.
I didn't catch that. That's hilarious.
Okay, my number 4 was the opening scene, which I already talked about. I just thought it was great. And that whole moment that I mentioned where the zombies saw their T-Dog left the window, saw the zombies outside.
Yes.
I really felt something stirring inside when I saw that. That was
That was a zombie in the zombie.
Yeah.
Nice. My number 3 is they find the prison. I loved the kind of the way that they have to, like a military operation, they have to take the prison.
Yeah,
so
that's my section.
yeah, exactly. I love it. They kind of broke it down. Okay, now we're gonna come through this one barrier, and now we're gonna do this, and now we're gonna do that, and
And
we're
make sure to step on every zombie you see. Just your leg right
They make a nice country sound. I love it. Rick compliments Daryl. You're a good shot now. Just make sure you hold gun steady and then you
Yes,
That's
which
hilarious.
is great. It seems like something that might happen.
Right.
I'm desperate to give them speed if I do that shot.
It felt very video gamey.
Yes, that's some of the listeners to that too.
Yeah,
I really loved all that zombies. I wish I had my Xbox controller in my hand.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you open the towers. It didn't seem like the people were in the tower shooting. It was absolutely like a video game. Yeah,
Pick 'em off.
right. You almost see the point back up.
Okay, well, my number 3 is that the prison looked way shittier than I thought it would. I mean, reading the comic, it didn't seem that crappy in the comic. It seemed more spacious and less dirty, and I knew it wouldn't be like, it would be kind of overbearing or something like the weight of the depression of being in prison compared to the farm, but not as much as it really was.
Oh, yeah.
It did such there's grime and blood everywhere,
God.
dirty and ratty and dark and dank, and I love that it was that crappy.
Yeah, well, I think Glenn Mazzara, I think, was saying that he wanted it to look like there was a zombie war that had gone on there, and something big had happened. A big zombie movie. This was the aftermath of the big zombie movie. He's like, someday I'll film that zombie movie, but I just want to show that something big went down there.
Yeah, I think he even said that the prisoners that show up in the end, they're like the people who survived their own prison zombie movie.
Yeah.
We didn't see. I really like the sequence in the end where they moved their out where Herschel got bit, but before that when they were walking through their
Yes.
flashlights, and it looked like the lights barely provided any light. It kind of reminded me when Daryl was going down the back ways on his motorcycle in the finale last season. It's just so moody and scary.
Right.
I saw it with Lisa, and she was really scared. She looked scared. She don't get that kind of scared with the show that much, but now maybe we will.
I was scared too. It was a really nail-biting scene. It was great.
And just the mangled corpses, like with half their legs and bones
yeah.
sticking out. I mean, it really seems much more disturbing than it has in the past.
Yeah,
I think.
absolutely. Which is great.
Yes.
They're having a great Terrell is having a great time with it, for sure.
I'm really excited to see the prison partly because it was so prominently featured in the comics, but you didn't read this far, so how does it come across to you? Do you like it?
I love it so far. I didn't think I would have so far. Of course, it's only one
Yeah, I was looking at it, like, Karen said she doesn't like claustrophobic spaces, and I think it was more claustrophobic than I thought it was
very
going to be.
claustrophobic. It didn't mind. No, that being said, I don't have to stay there. You know, I mean, I can imagine what it would be like. They look all excited to be in prison. You're in prison, and we feel so safe, and now we can lock ourselves in the cells, and we'll be just fine. Like, oh, that's what the zombie apocalypse is going to brings you to, where you actually enjoy getting to prison, and you enjoy sleeping in a locked cell because it just means that you're ultra safe.
That's how desperate they are, yeah.
A blood splattered cell, like where Glenn and Maggie were, and she's like, I'm so tired. I don't even care. There's blood on the wall. Gross. Okay, mine.
Because I guess they were just going around from house to house and not staying anywhere any longer than a few nights. It seemed like, or something before that.
Yeah, I have a question, and I don't know if they ever talk about this in the comic, but is there a reason why they don't go back to Herschel's farm? They're really close, and they're close the entire time.
Let's see.
And what they have to do is have to clear down zombies.
Well, here's what happens in the comic. They go to Herschel's farm, and skip the next 30 seconds if you don't want to hear about the comic, but this is covering stuff that already happened. Herschel kicks them out, and so they move on quickly. You know, it's only a couple issues of the comic that they're at the farm. And then they find the jail, and they settle in, and then they go back because they realize the prison is safer and get Herschel. So then they're at the prison because it's more fortified, and more zombies started coming through.
So Herschel is good at the end of this farm.
Yeah.
I see.
And one guy stays back at the end of the comic, Otis.
Oh, okay. Otis has not been
No,
that
but
way.
he's a jerk. So where are we?
Number 2. Okay, my number 2 is speaking of zombies. I thought the zombies looked
Yeah,
amazing.
there's some really different ones this time.
Yeah, they really were. Greg Nicotero went to town, and I have to do a shout out to Night Deer Zombies.
Yes,
They were
that is totally a shout out to the comic too. It goes right in your outfits.
Really? They come up in the
Totally.
comic?
In a different way, so I love the way they did it.
And I particularly enjoyed Maggie figuring out how to kill the Red Deer Zombies.
Yeah, she's all happy with the zombies. Yeah.
So cute.
What was your favorite zombie?
Oh, I'll tell you. That's my number 1.
Okay. Well, I might. Oh, wait, no, then. But yeah, there's some amazing different animatronic ones, and just different ones this time. And the ones that look the same look better though. Look like they were done even better.
I love them.
Okay, my number 2 is the sequence when they choose their cells. You know, Carl and Beth are talking about how stuff because she's going to find out who comes in and goes, you find your cell yet?
So making sure that's okay.
Yeah, and it was cute. I mean,
Yeah, it is
there's
cute.
some uproar over the internet because people are getting kind of raunchy about Carl making time with Beth and stuff.
Please.
Yeah, well, but in Comic Con, Carl Chandler Riggs said, and it wasn't clear whether he was joking or not, but he said Carl's 13, she's 17, so maybe something happened there. And so just brought up Amidala and Anakin. And,
Right, right.
I mean, she looked like she might be a little flattered by his attention.
I'm sure she's like, that would absolutely be a 13-year-old boy's response. Like, that's totally happened. A 17-year-old girl going, oh, that's so cute. That's sweet.
I have to
Really
admit,
nice.
it sounds gross. My inner 13-year-old going, yeah, maybe it could happen. But I don't think I just have that feeling that Beth isn't long for this world.
Was it pretty little singing voice?
Yeah, they gave her one last chance to sing before the zombie ripped her face off.
Is that tradition? Yeah,
Yeah, that's a bad omen.
I like the little song.
It was cute, and she's a singer, you know, in real life. She has a little CD out.
She has a lovely voice.
Yes,
So
she
does
does. Then Glenn checking Maggie for scratches.
That's sweet.
That was so sweet, and I felt a lot of emotion in that part. I know it sounds happy, but then seeing Rick kind of hanging out by himself looking lonely, and Lori and Carol have their stuff together. There's all these different dynamics happening.
Yeah.
It's really sad, touching with Glenn and Maggie, kind of cute with Carl and Beth, you know, and Daryl as usual is off on his own at the perch.
Right.
And they played this music, and I felt like I was going to cry. And also just the backdrop of how crappy the prison looks.
Right.
But you still feel, even though they're a wounded group, at least they have each other together.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to play a little piece of that. Here it is.
What was the music?
Called Lazy Sunday. I'm not sure who's by. Nice, huh?
It's really nice. Oh, that's good.
It's kind of in the background. Anyway, I love that song.
Yeah, you know, there was an episode of Lost towards the end of the first season at the beginning when things were pretty crappy, and her goes around the beach and gives everybody a little something for dinner, and there's a little song.
That was the story. They were trying to ration everything out.
Yeah.
All this tension, finally just gave it.
Yeah, and that song played, and like, right, I just thought about it.
It was like that. It was like a lost moment, and done just as well.
Yeah, I
You're
agree.
right. That's one of the things I loved about Lost, despite myself. Good job.
Okay, my number 1 it is gotta be Michonne with a sword. I don't know much about her character yet.
Yeah.
I said that a couple times too, but I love her so far. She's such a badass. 2 zombies with 1 katana sword fight. I mean, there she goes, and the best part, she heads the zombie, and the head rolls across the floor, and then later you see the headless animatronic zombie head going, "Rawr." It was
I know.
so
As
great.
soon as she did that, I was like, oh, they should show that. Oh yeah.
That was my favorite zombie kill of the episode.
really?
Yeah, it was hers.
Mine was when they were going to get further into the prison and they hadn't got inside yet. They were breaking through the gate and Rick chopped a zombie head in half. He didn't beat it. He sliced through its head.
Oh.
That was pretty awesome. But the close second was when he pulled the right ear off and peeled the face off.
Yes,
Just a skull.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
Like they even started disintegrating within the helmet. Ugh, they were gross.
My number 1 is just it feels like a tonal shift. It's bleaker, scarier, gorier, and more serious.
Yeah.
But I like it. Didn't feel. I feel like the show has felt a little too cartoony or something in the past, but I hope that's over now. It's appropriate in zombie apocalypse that things feel kind of scary.
Yeah.
And the zombie kills are more brutal. Beheadings, impaling, beating, shooting after shooting. There's lots of killing pools, steel bars, hammers, crowbars. It's more desperate, and just things like Lori wondering if the baby will die inside her and rip its way out.
Yeah,
Pretty
you know, I mean, now that they don't have the protection of Herschel's farm, it feels like the stakes are higher.
Yes, which is what the show needed.
Yeah.
That's great. And I love the way they found ways to lighten it up here and there so it wouldn't be just so like, oh my god, I can't
Yes,
take this.
right.
With singing
Yeah.
and different things like that. I love that it took 9 shots for Rick to get through Herschel's leg. It's so
Now,
horrible.
I have a question for you. If you get bit by a zombie, if you give your pal an amputation within 5 minutes, does that mean you don't turn into a zombie?
No, and I think that's ridiculous. And I think that when you get infected with something, it travels through your bloodstream really quickly. I guess it was just a desperate attempt, and I hope it doesn't succeed because that would be really dumb. But I don't think that we can give away our prize for best first fight yet.
No,
Just in case.
I don't think we can either. Although things don't look good with the hatchet job of an amputation
No,
for
I don't
Herschel.
think so. I think it would have been best to apply that hatchet to his forehead. But we'll see.
They may end up doing that pretty quickly.
A few notes. The first scene had no talking and overall, I thought there was a lot less unnecessary talking, and the dialogue that they did have was better.
Yep.
Did you agree with
Yep,
that? And I hope that I mean, I don't think that it's going to continue at this pace. In fact, the pilot was an awesome episode. Very first episode was awesome. The first episode of season 2 was pretty damn good, I thought. So just because this was a great episode doesn't mean they're going to continue.
Yeah,
But even if the quality is the same, I don't think it's going to be like massive zombies. I want it to be, and they kind of blow their wad in the first episode, and then maybe they'll have less zombies. But I still hope the dialogue level keeps up to this level.
Well, I think the prison still chock a block with zombies.
Yeah, there's plenty of scares left
Oh, yeah.
to go.
Plus, I love the fact that we were introduced to these guys in prison.
Yes, that's what that was the thing that I can't say that. Never mind. I was going to spoilers there, but I in the comic Herschel makes a garden. That's what happened in the prison grounds.
He can do that with his little
Hop out there
yeah, pull himself
He
around.
was like, kind of plowed down.
Yeah, exactly. He can do it. People help.
The conversation with Carol and Daryl was pretty interesting.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, she said that 3 romantic ones go around. She delivered that line perfectly.
Yeah, she did.
Like, and then he was all the way down first, and she's like, even better.
It was racy, right?
In that same Entertainment Weekly interview, Curtin, he said, I think that was kind of a playful way of thinking that they have a very close relationship. Neither one is all that necessarily interested in intimate relationship at this point. I mean, it was kind of not that also way of showing neither of these two characters take that seriously. But I thought Norman Reedus didn't let the kind of teasing element come through quite enough. It almost looked like he was just annoyed, which would make Carol almost seem like she was chasing him. And I don't want to see that.
Yeah, for the neck massage, remember?
That's true, but I mean,
He's like, yeah, I'll massage you,
I think it's supposed to be he's just awkward
Yes,
and he doesn't,
yes.
and she's trying to lose him a
He
little
shoots
bit.
and eats owls. So, yeah.
I would totally eat that out.
Would you?
In the
Ow,
office.
just whip it in.
My dad had Alan Albright one time. I have no idea why I was freaked out.
Oh, did you guys like go?
We ate it. I thought it was interesting. Some zombies just stand quietly when Michonne comes into the supply store or whatever. The zombies just sitting there kind of looking stoned, and then it comes like her.
Well, maybe a guy in the meds or something.
Yeah.
What's the one?
When Andrea tells Michonne to go without her and says, I wouldn't have you dying for me. I'm wondering why at this point, if Andrea was so keen to kill herself, this would be a good time. I mean, what's keeping her alive now?
She likes Michonne. She was trying to.
Yeah,
She was trying to be noble.
you're right,
and
because
save
Michonne was like, said no, and Andrea pretty quickly was like, okay, let's get
all right, yeah, I got my aspirin. I'm good. Poor dear, the bummer thing that you can still get. I mean, presumably she has like a cold or flu or something. But even the zombie apocalypse, you still get sick.
Yeah, and I think it was like it looked like a heavy flu. Huh?
Yeah.
It was good to have something else happen like that.
Yeah, people still get sick and they still have babies apparently.
As far as I'm concerned, that's karma. So, do you have any more notes?
No,
or
that's
anything?
it.
Okay, awesome episode. So
Yeah.
I got me excited to do the podcast today.
Good.
Okay, let's move on. News about London. First thing, it had 10.9 million viewers, which is higher than any other episode.
No kidding.
Yeah, 15.2 with encore telecast.
Wow.
AMC says that's the highest rated episode of any, I think, scripted show this season, even on broadcast on TV for the 1849 number.
Of course, I don't have any scripted shows on TV anymore.
I think, yeah, there are a bunch that came out this season.
Yeah.
And usually broadcast shows get a lot, but this is a lot for a cable
pretty
channel,
great, right?
especially since no dish subscribers can watch it anymore.
Right.
Speaking of that, AMC, I think, has a whole dish thing is streaming this first episode for free online at amctv.com. So if you guys have friends who don't know about the show, you can tell them to go there and check it out for free.
And it's kind of sad they don't do that the whole season, but they don't do the whole
Yeah,
season.
and it's just kind of that the first one's free.
After this, we have to get it on like iTunes or Netflix, right?
Or you have cable to watch it.
Right. Or go to Netflix.
Okay, so Andrew did a long interview with Rolling Stone.com, and I liked a lot of it, so I'm going to read it and jump in here. The first they're asking about how slow things were in the first half of season 2. They say, was it frustrating as an actor that you were playing this beat of searching for Sophia for so long? He says, well, no, I know I heard mid-season because I did a lot of press that the first 8 episodes were, well, it was an extraordinary moment when we first see Sophia. He says, absolutely. He says, and it was, you have to earn that. If it becomes too kinetic and becomes all action on this character, then you don't have those emotional payoffs that I think make the show unique. Certainly that's when it steps outside the genre, you know what I mean? It says we don't care about the genre. It's not important all the zombie. What is important is the character development and the fact that you as an audience member get emotionally engaged. I think probably did spend too long looking for Sophia, but I think there's a balance between the two that I think is one of the most important things we're challenged with doing on the show. You get that mix of character-driven action, thrills, horror, romance, and some humor as well. Some lightness within the world. So I'm wondering if you thought, based on that, you agree with any of it, and do you think that maybe that was an issue with this first episode, which like you say was kind of like a video game?
Yes, I do agree with it. It certainly wasn't an issue with this first episode. It wasn't talkie-talkie. It
But
was
I mean, what he's saying is you have to have
a mix of everything. Yeah, I completely agree. You said that before many times. It has to be a mix of everything. And if it's just one or the other, it's not at all fulfilling.
Right.
And you have to have good story, good character-driven plot, and along with action. And you need both.
Yeah, and I think, even though this episode had so much more action because of the emotional beats even that occurred initially, we talked about with Lily, Maggie, and Beth singing and stuff, I think it'd be okay if it was like that every week. I don't think it'd be too much action.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not gonna be like that.
No, it's not.
Okay, they say those moments of lightness are amazing. He says you can find that smile on two hands, and I love that because when the audience sees that while everyone's talking about that moment in the premiere because I smile, they're like, you smile, and I go, I can smile. It's within my range as an actor.
When did he smile?
When they're shooting and somebody gets a zombie, I think.
He smiles?
I forget, there was a point when he smiled. I remember because he never does.
No, he never
Chat room, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
That for a second. They say, will you ever laugh when we see that? He says, I don't think that's ever going to happen. They say, also going back to the end of season 2, so much of that season was about your power struggle with Shane, and now he's a double dead zombie. He says, don't sleep with my wife. He says, that's the short answer. If you sleep with my wife, then I stab you in the chest, and then my son shoots you in the head. That's the way us friends roll. And one more.
No, the chat room doesn't know who was. Okay, so it's Rick.
Rick smiled.
What point is Rick smile in the first episode?
Yeah. Then they say, what did we miss this winter? What do you think that you hear and Carl hates her? What went on that we didn't see? He says, we spoke about all this in rehearsal before we started filming the season. We discussed that the walker slowed down during the winter, so we were able to develop a way of living. Everything slows up as spring gets here and starts warming again, we're under pressure. Also, there's a power to take the baby. I think if we started right on the back of leaving Herschel's farm and in prison, we would never have attempted it. I think because now we have this incredible pressure,
Right.
pushing, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
that's kind of
does.
what
Look, you gotta get the
no
farming,
food, they get stocked up.
Right. Anyway, so Gracie says he smiles when he talked to Glenn Maggie in the car.
Okay.
When was that? When did you talk to Glenn Maggie in the car?
No. I think the point is that he's fine. Okay, this is from an interview with Showrunner Glenn Zara on GQ.com. Oh, I only got one question interesting in this one. They say, have you ever had any weird experiences with fans on Twitter? He says, some people like to do fan art, which is kind of interesting. One woman took my head and put it on a stack of pancakes, and I think wanted to have me for breakfast or something. That was a little different.
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah, I think you liked it.
Yeah.
I do like it. And if anybody else wants to do some cool or weird Glenn Zara fan art, we'd love to facilitate that.
Yes, please. Any fan art, we love the fan art.
Especially showing Glenn Zara and doing weird things. Okay, this is from an interview with Norman Reedus, who plays Daryl in the fashion section at NewYorkTimes.com. They say, this is for all you ladies. They say, what are some qualities you find attractive or unattractive in women? He says, geez, I don't know. I don't really like it when anybody, boy or girl, is overly made up unless they think of themselves as part of an art project. As for looks or style, I can't really say I have a preference for anything particular. They say, well, what personality traits do you find most appealing? I'd say sense of humor and honesty are really important. The woman is dishonest. That kills it for me. I can't even talk to her anymore. It's hard going out with me though because I'm always working, constantly gone, or on a thing going somewhere. So trusting someone is crucial to making it work. Otherwise, it's weird. I have no problem treating a woman like a queen, doing everything I can for her. There has to be trust. Someone who smiles and enjoys your life.
And it's a good shot.
Personally, I really like women you can't trust. Whatever. From side. You're so dedicated and passionate about your work. You enjoy being with a woman who does something she's passionate about as well. He says, yes, absolutely, but she doesn't have to be super successful for women. If she just loves knitting sweaters, that's great.
Really?
Please.
So I'm just like, insider.
You do it passionately.
I don't really passionately knit sweater.
If you want to find out more about his Norman's workout habits and his favorite lip balm, you can find that article online.
Owl fat. You like owl fat. And squirrel juice. Love that.
That's also his diet. Okay, there's a big Walking Dead panel this weekend at New York Comic Con. These are some tidbits.
So jealous.
Yeah, or at least one of the other podcasts. Jason and Chris from Talking Dead.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So at the panel, Andrew LinkedIn plays Rick, said the prop department who all of the show said there were more zombie kills in the first episode than the first 2 seasons combined.
Yep, I believe it.
Totally.
Yep.
He also says you walk into the writer's room and ask what you think Rick's breaking point is. Well, that's the worst thing that could ever ask. We find out this season. Norman Reedus said Daryl kind of considers Rick his new brother. He said on set they joke Reedus whispers love you to Lincoln responds fuck you. Sweet. Asked whether he saw his character the governor was evil. David Morrissey said nobody really sees himself that way, and then Andrew Lincoln said he's evil. Denai Guerrera describes Michonne as being the type who not only survives but thrives in a dystopian world. She's an intense strategist using zombie pets as an example. A fan asked Chandler Rigg if he wanted to kill Shane in that climactic moment from last season. Lincoln interjected, yeah, you did. He slept with mom. Norman Reedus said romance with Daryl is unlikely. Quote, Daryl has no game and we need no accept affection. And Lincoln described Rick as going from oblivious home survivor to struggling leader to war in general in season 3. I'm going to the dark side of the season. I'm just kind of there. And finally, the cast got together and mourned a loss from this week's episode, and I'll play that for you.
He was a strong leg. He was probably his favorite leg. I really liked the, you know what I mean? Yeah. I really liked the percentage of hair to skin visible on it, and it had that corn on it. That's gross. Yeah. It was a good foot.
Out of his 2 legs, I think that was my least favorite.
Yeah, that leg was a real problem. It really always pronounced everything. So, we did that leg. Scarlet leg. Scarlet leg. Scarlet leg. So Wilson.
A lot of stuff they tell behind the scenes that people don't know about. So they're going to go and realize that the leg's gone, and they're going to try to figure out what happened to the leg. And when I show up, leg, what's going on? What's going on? With a little barbecue sauce right
that much.
I'm just so grateful that he just lost his leg and not his life. So that's not really tongue in cheeky. It's just, Herschel can never die.
I'm sure you want to see that. That was a Comic-Con?
No, it's just an MTV thing.
That's great.
Maybe a Comic-Con, actually. I don't know. All right, we'll take a break. There's more to come. Stay with us. Okay, we're back to time for listener moments.
And this first one comes from Marcus from Lexington, Kentucky. Hey, Jason Karen, do you think show writers are sick of people saying, "Where's Zombie Killing?" See, it was like a video game, non-stop slaughter. I liked it, but I was exhausted by the end. Can you imagine a whole season of episodes like last night? We all have PTSD by the finale. I won't be greedy to do a top 5 if I could, so here are my favorite 2 moments, or things from the show. 1, riot suit zombies. I loved it when Daryl's arrow bounced off the riot helmet. Oh crap. Yes, and the dog food. Carl was so happy when he was opening up his stomach, but the dictator was having none of it. It was desperate, but a little funny too. I'm looking forward to hearing you guys again. Keep up the great work. Did you chop a leg? Marcus?
Even if I get an arm. Wait, Rick didn't like that Carl was happy, or we didn't
You literally he walked out he grabbed the can out of his hand and threw it into like the fireplace. And the fireplace. Yeah, he's like, no,
I
you're not.
wouldn't mean that.
You can eat owl apparently, but not
I hate that stuff.
I know, we didn't talk about how our little cozy cat, she has her precious little tiki cat chicken that is really absolutely great food, and her like little totally rated cat food if things come into it.
So next is from Peter from Swamigo, Wisconsin. Here's my favorite thing last night. On the opening scene, we didn't say anything. Sometimes less really is more. Agree. 2, the separation of Michonne and Andrew from the group, being able to cut to them, things fresh and moving. I believe it will allow the team to spend more time with the prison without getting farm scale.
A great point.
Yeah, back and forth keeping story points.
Yep.
3, map of the herds and the planning for the next move in the comic. They seemingly left it and then just stepping away. I like they actually tried staying around the area over winter and make do with what they knew. So there's kind of point. Maybe they wanted to be in an area that they knew better.
Right, yeah, be familiar, I guess. I don't know, for me, I go to California.
Yeah, go to some different neighborhood.
Right, yeah, yeah, community.
4, zombie baby on board. I don't think it would number scratch its way out of the womb with the thought of a possible little Z inside Lori and then being able to watch it become zombie from inside out. It's a cool thought.
It is, I don't know why.
I don't like zombie babies.
I think you said that before, I think
too
they're
creepy.
adorable.
5, the 4 wax of Herschel's leg. Actually, 9. Finally, it took someone more than 1 night to get through the bone.
You counted 9 wax? Wow. Yucky. Next from 4 right here. This one's from Justin. Justin says, that episode was so good, I thought you could tell that Rick is going crazy. Just little tidbits, like the fact that he rarely sleeps, just like in the comic. Oh, is that like the comic? That's interesting.
So.
One of the top reasons you don't want a nurse or doctor is away from husband when Herschel gets bit and Rick seems to tell him hot chocolate off. The reply is, how does that help? If it is a blood infection, it can get hard to understand. My wife's words almost exactly. My rebuttal was, maybe it is a slow-moving infection. Thoughts?
Like I said, my hope is that it conforms to the natural laws of the universe and that Herschel gets zombified.
And that was just a desperate move on Rick's part because he really wants Herschel to
And he's not a doctor. And they cut this out, but Herschel was saying, the infection can get the heart 30 seconds, stop!
Ow! And I was like, ow!
Ow, ow, ow. Damn, you. Okay, this is from Evan. A lot like Badass 3's first episode, but damn, I'm going to start off bitching. Clearing buildings. I'll be ready, by the way, for time. Clearing buildings. Walkers are fairly predictable bunch. You read dinner bell and many of them come channeling your way. Pretty basic tactics, especially when your force is small and supplies are short. Says make the enemy come to your fortified position. Again, what they did with the for TV, but not very tactically. I don't agree with that one, because if you're making a bunch of noise, you might draw zombies from everywhere.
And then you don't want to actually collapse in the fence.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're coming to your house and you want to clear it, you don't want to draw zombies from all your houses.
Yeah.
He says choosing your team. Herschel's strength was his medical ability and maybe some cover fire from, say, a tower, not close quarters / hand-to-hand combat. What was he doing running around thing? Rick Taylor's SWAT team commando was tactically insane. Just allows you decision in that environment. 45 men well-trained teams are ideal for clearing rooms and such. A facility as large as the prison is supposed to have several teams working together, clearing quadrants. With only one team, it would have to be a fairly long slow process. Having Herschel there as a 6th person was just not needed, and the sheriff's deputy should have made that call.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I agree with that one, especially because he's a medical guy, so they should try to keep him safer and he's older and stuff. Andrew killed by flu bug. Bummer. But he not killed. Taking time in the episode reminds us that there are other problems than just being alive. That's a positive point. I agree. Probably puppy dog eyes that do love. Behind me, queasy. Daryl making play on Daryl. I'm not sure Daryl has anything better to do at the moment. Seems like a good way to see man up Daryl. So you can make sex surrounded by riding zombies.
Of course you can.
Of course you can. What I like, the zombies were as always sneaky awesome. I thought the right zombies were cool and gas mask space ripped off Walker was high in my corner. Well done, Daryl, in your army of effects traditions. I love the story and how high hopes the drama continues to build. The prison is really a really great set piece. Has lots of potential as both help and hindrance, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Awesome, thanks, Evan.
Thanks, Evan. This one's from Krista. Woo, how badass is Maggie. Girlfriend is hanging with the boys and kicking zombie butt while managing to not be a shrill, annoying bipolar jerk. Lori, Andrew, and Carol showing a lot from her. Actually, Maggie is the first female character on Walking Dead that acts like someone you might not want to follow in your life. I really want to love Andrew. She's smart, strong-willed, but she's also reckless, petty, and self-righteous. I'm hoping that this season she will finally become the stable Andrew from Comic Land, who is a crack shot and a compelling character. However, I have a feeling that she will overshadow and show a character that was not introduced to us by wildly waving around a gun, threatening to shoot Rick while simultaneously making the ugliest face of a pretty blonde actress to me. Seriously, she is a pretty woman that every time she has an extreme emotion, her face contorts in the most horrific ways. That's hilarious.
I agree with most of that, and I wanted you to read it because I wanted you to words from out of your mouth.
Thanks for writing this.
This is from Will. Hey guys, Will here. With the big time jump from season 2 to season 3, do you think they'll do a flashback episode showing what happened between seasons? Nope.
Maybe.
I bet you a beer.
Okay.
All right, by the end of season 3.
All right, beer.
Okay, a big one.
Thanks, Will. And you get nothing.
You get the satisfaction of hearing you drink beer.
I'm doing gotcha. This one's from James Clips Ohio. I'm a long time fan of X-Files. I haven't heard anybody mention the deal had a pack of Morley cigarettes in an episode last season. Big fan of X-Files. Big fan of X-Files. I'm not recognizing his fake brand name as being the favorite cigarettes of an infamous X-Files villain, the cigarette smoking man. So I bet there's some X-Files fans working on the TV show.
I think David might have mentioned that way back in the Doctor Who episode.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know.
He's an X-Files guy.
Yeah, ask him.
Yeah, well, that's great. Thanks, James.
I like stuff like that.
Me too.
Okay, this is from Kevin. I think it's going to be Herschel. I think Herschel, this is an entry into our contest that was sent to me like a week ago. I think it's going to be Herschel. I think Herschel's going to suffer the fate of well, I won't say that, but somebody in the comic face when they both got one of their legs chopped off. I think Herschel's going to get not bitten by a zombie, and Rick is going to try to save his life by chopping off a limb, but it'll end badly. So there, Herschel will be first from the farm to die in season 3. Totally nailed that, but at least the leg part.
No,
but the leg part.
Yeah, leg part,
Why would you say, did they show that in the preview? They chopped off? I don't think so. You're on staff, Kevin.
Kevin's spooky.
He's by the way, he's better.
But we'll see if in a second there, Herschel will be first die. We'll see if that's true.
Yeah, we'll see.
This one's from Greg. Jason, you seem very upset that Lori kills Rick and shooting Shane, and then reacts so strongly when finding out Rick killed him. And I watched that episode again too. If you watch the scene, she really doesn't react much when Rick admits killing Shane. Her recoil comes from him occurs when he tells her Carl killed him. And given how protective of Carl she's been, aside from never seeing to know where he is, I think she, Sarah, actually fits him very well. If Carl's involved and gets her so upset, I don't think she was treated by Shane at all. Interesting.
I remember wondering about that because you're right. She had a strong reaction to the Carl part, but she looked sort of shocked the whole time. And I think given what has happened in this first, we got the scene before last night's episode. I think it was just a bunch of stuff. It was that simple.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, she's feeling bad about having to hit them against each other. She says she put the knife in Rick's hand and everything. So I don't know. I think that's this is from Charlotte. On Daryl's crossbow being a youth model, it makes sense. Replace the youth stock on with a full size one, so it's more comfortable and you got better maneuverability in close spaces. And so the power of the full size one. Okay.
Carla, I think Charlotte. I don't know how to say your name exactly. Charla. A, your sketch was amazing.
Oh, yeah,
and B, sounds like you know archery. Yeah, I agree with you. A big wide model would get stuck in hallways and tight little spaces. So youth model really does make sense. Okay, thanks, Red. And six from John. Gotta say, man, I like these episodes better than the actual show. They have that feel of Ramirez work that je ne sais quoi, if you will. The cast, the writing, direction, and camera work have a certain however cheap authenticity. One of the things I always loved about the genre was what would everyday people do and how would they do it. If I mean, let's face it, there are more we Joe and Jane averages in the world than there are Biff beefcakes and Buffy cream cheeses. Wow.
You had me until the last part because one of my biggest complaints was that the storage facility girl looked like a Buffy cream cheese.
She did like Buffy cream cheese.
But yeah, I watched those again by the way, and I did like a little better the second time. But now that we've seen episode 1, they don't compare.
Yeah. But still, thanks for having me, man.
That's running down. This one's from Evan. Herschel will be a one-legged man in an ass kicking contest, which supposedly makes him very busy. Good luck keeping Carl away from Doodle.
He wasn't that successful keeping our man away from Maggie.
That's true. Richard Graham tweeted, "You guys are awesome. Best podcast ever, hilarious." And Karen, you sound sexy.
What?
And then Karen said, "I don't think he's heard my Gomer Pyle, which is here."
Oh, shit, you like our guys. They get a little crazy sometimes.
I wonder. Write us in and let us know if you find that sexy. Everybody say something smart.
Eat, don't swear.
I didn't even play that. Okay, now this is more reactions to this week's episode, mostly from Facebook.
Okay, I'm going to start first with Jonathan. Jonathan says, "Well, man, Herschel, he looks like a mountain man Santa Claus. Stay classy, Herschel, with that future pig leg."
Chris says, "Jump forward in time. Thank God we don't have to watch Lori slowly swell over the 3rd season. Is it wrong that I'm kind of hoping for a stillborn zombie baby that eats way out? Well, if it isn't, I don't want to be right." Oh yeah, of course, babies are born with teeth and little fingernails, really pretty flimsy. So I think Lori's course overstaying what zombie baby can do. Seriously, we're just being there gumming on the umbilical cord or something.
Which just sounds as gross. But I love it, Chris, and no, you're not wrong. You're so very, very right. This one comes from Timothy. I like it, but I want to see more now, I guess that is a good thing.
Terrence says Herschel never assumed it's dead. Double tap or stab since they weren't using guns. So yeah, rating should be T-Dog. Then this is
Mr. Blood says, could not be happier.
Daniel says, great season premiere. Zara and Dang started off on fingertips, writing direction much tighter, and there was no lagging show. I'd say, but Herschel walked right into that one. Don't get bit.
Literally did walk right into
I did.
Justin says, looks like Carl will get some. Ew.
Giovanna says, it was awesome. I didn't see that ending coming.
Susan gave us a haiku. Lots of reaction. Lori's still annoying. Michonne is badass. Is that haiku?
Jordan says, I love the action, but I wasn't a fan of the beginning when there was no talking. Overall, 3.5 out of 5 brains. You're the minority.
Stanley says, fastest hour ever. I love the best part, the flesh peeling off the head of the zombie with face shield right there with. Ew.
Chrissy says, I agree, Lori is annoying, and it looks like Grace fed up with split personality.
Jeff Wright says, Andrew had a cold. She's still beautiful.
Daniel says, I like the no talking part of the cold opening too. The group looked like a SWAT team or recon unit. Everybody had a role and knew exactly what to do. Even in the prison, the group reacted very quickly to the even worse situation.
Jessica Wright, so it was fantastic. Can't wait for next Sunday. Thank you, Glenn Lazar. No disrespect to Frank, but it would have taken half a season for them to discard the business they did in one GM episode. The season is gonna rock.
Cody says, mine officially blown, just as if I was on the beginning.
Mike says, they definitely weren't lying about me. I think they were a great episode.
Yeah, they weren't.
Nope.
Paul says, the episode that wanted more from season premiere. I wish there was more backstory of what happened over the 2-3 months between time. No introduction or explanation of Michonne, etc. Still good, and we'll be anticipating next Sunday.
Thank you, Jessica. Marcy says, I'm in the minority here, but